Public speaking can make or break a leader. You might think you've got it down, but some mistakes are easy to overlook and hard to recover from. Did you know that 75% of people fear public speaking more than death? Shocking, right? Here's another one. A study by Princeton University found that audiences judge a speaker's competence within the first 30 seconds. That's barely enough time to say, hello. So, what happens if you make one of these hidden mistakes? You lose your audience, your message falls flat, and your credibility takes a hit. In this video, we'll uncover 6 public speaking techniques leaders should never use. These aren't the usual tips about practice and preparation. We're diving deep into the unique traps even seasoned leaders fall into. From overloading your audience with data to coming off like a robot, we've got you covered. Ready to transform your public speaking skills? Let's dive in and make sure you avoid these pitfalls. Your next speech might just be your best one yet. Stay tuned. Chapter 1. Overloading with information, the data dump disaster. Ever felt overwhelmed by a speech crammed with data? It's a common trap for many leaders. Information overload can confuse and disengage your audience. Did you know that the human brain can only hold about 4 to 7 pieces of information in short-term memory at one time? That's why clarity is crucial. Leaders should focus on delivering clear, concise messages. This means highlighting key points and avoiding unnecessary details. Steve Jobs once said, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." His presentations were always focused, with minimal text and maximum impact. Start by selecting the most impactful data and stories. Think of the 80-20 rule. 80% of your impact comes from 20% of your content. This helps you trim the excess and keep your message sharp. Also, use visuals to support your key points. Charts, graphs, and images can make complex information easier to digest. According to a study by 3M, visuals are processed 60,000 times faster than text. Another strategy is to tell stories. Stories are memorable and can make data come alive. For example, instead of listing statistics about climate change, share a story about how it affected a community. Research from Stanford University found that stories are up to 22 times more memorable than facts alone. Practice summarizing your message in a single sentence. This helps you stay focused and ensures your audience remembers the core idea. Think of it as your speech's elevator pitch. If you can't distill your message into one sentence, it's probably too complicated. Finally, engage with your audience. Ask questions, invite participation, and be responsive. This keeps the audience involved and helps you gauge their understanding. Remember, a speech is a conversation, not a monologue. By avoiding the data dump disaster and focusing on clear, concise messaging, you'll deliver speeches that are both impactful and memorable. Chapter 2. Monotone mayhem, the dreaded drone. A monotonous speech can put even the most enthusiastic audience to sleep. Are you guilty of this? Vocal variety is crucial in keeping your audience engaged. Your voice is a powerful tool that can convey excitement, urgency, and passion. Studies show that vocal variety significantly impacts audience perception. According to the University of California, varying pitch and tone can increase listener retention by up to 40%. So, how do you avoid monotony? Start by practicing vocal exercises. Warm up your voice before speaking, just like singers do. Try humming, lip trills, and tongue twisters to improve your vocal range and clarity. This helps you project confidence and energy. Use emphasis to highlight key points. Change your pitch, speed, and volume to stress important words and phrases. For example, slow down when making a crucial point, then speed up to build excitement. Varying your pace keeps the audience on their toes. Pauses are powerful. They give the audience time to digest information and create suspense. Don't be afraid of silence, use it to your advantage. A well-timed pause can make your message more impactful. Watch recordings of great speakers. Notice how they use their voices to engage the audience. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech is a perfect example. His dynamic use of pitch and rhythm captivated millions. Another tip is to match your vocal tone with your message. If you're telling a sad story, your voice should reflect that emotion. Conversely, if you're sharing exciting news, let your enthusiasm shine through. Authenticity is key. Lastly, practice regularly. Record yourself and listen for monotone sections. Get feedback from others and make adjustments. Over time, you'll develop a natural, engaging speaking style. By avoiding the dreaded drone and embracing vocal variety, you'll keep your audience engaged and your message memorable. Chapter 3. Reading word for word, the script slave syndrome. Leaders who read every word from a script often lose their audience. This habit can make a speech feel robotic and disconnected. Eye contact and a natural delivery are crucial for engaging your listeners. The downside of sticking rigidly to a script is that it prevents you from connecting with your audience. According to a study by the University of Wolverhampton, speakers who maintain eye contact are perceived as more trustworthy and credible. So, how can you break free from the script? First, practice your speech enough to become familiar with its content. This doesn't mean memorizing every word, but understanding the flow and key points. It's like having a conversation with a friend. You don't need to script every word, just know the main ideas. Use bullet points instead of a full script. This allows you to glance at your notes without losing your place, while still speaking naturally. Think of bullet points as your safety net. They keep you on track without restricting your delivery. Engage with your audience by asking questions and encouraging participation. This creates a dialogue rather than a monologue. According to communication expert Dale Carnegie, a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Address your audience members by name if possible, and make them feel involved. Tell stories to illustrate your points. Stories are easier to remember and more engaging than data alone. They also allow you to speak more naturally, as storytelling is a conversational skill. Research from Princeton University shows that storytelling activates the brain and makes the speaker's message more relatable. Another strategy is to focus on your body language. Gestures, facial expressions, and movement can enhance your message and keep the audience engaged. Harvard Business School professor Amy Cuddy's research found that power posing, adopting confident body language, can positively affect your performance and perception. Lastly, practice speaking extemporaneously. This means speaking without a script, using only your knowledge and preparation. It may seem daunting, but with practice, it becomes easier and more natural. Try practicing in front of a mirror or recording yourself to improve your comfort level. By avoiding the script slave syndrome and embracing a more natural delivery, you'll connect better with your audience and deliver more impactful speeches. Chapter 4. Ignoring body language, the stiff statue effect. Did you know that most of communication is nonverbal? Ignoring body language can undermine your message. Effective body language can enhance your speech and help you connect with your audience. Body language is a crucial part of effective communication. Studies show that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal, according to researcher Albert Mehrabian. This includes facial expressions, gestures, and posture. So, how can you improve your body language? First, maintain eye contact. Eye contact shows confidence and helps build trust with your audience. Aim to make eye contact with different people throughout the room, rather than staring at a single spot. This creates a sense of connection with everyone. Use gestures to emphasize your points. Gestures can add energy and clarity to your speech. For example, open palm gestures can signify honesty and openness, while pointing can emphasize key points. Be mindful of overusing gestures, though. They should complement your speech, not distract from it. Your posture is also important. Stand tall with your shoulders back to convey confidence. Avoid crossing your arms, as this can appear defensive. A study by the University of British Columbia found that people with expansive postures are perceived as more powerful. Facial expressions are another key element. Smile when appropriate to convey warmth and friendliness. Use facial expressions to match the tone of your message. For example, a serious expression for a serious point. This makes your speech more dynamic and relatable. Movement can also enhance your speech. Walking around the stage can help engage different parts of the audience and keep their attention. However, avoid pacing back and forth, as this can be distracting. Use purposeful movement to reinforce your message. Practice using body language by watching recordings of your speeches. Note any habits that need improvement and work on them. Also, watch great speakers and observe how they use body language effectively. Leaders like Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey are excellent examples. By avoiding the stiff statue effect and embracing effective body language, you'll deliver speeches that are more engaging and impactful. Chapter 5. Overusing filler words, the and epidemic. Filler words can undermine your credibility and distract your audience. Are you falling into this trap? Words like and can make you seem less confident and less knowledgeable. Studies show that overusing filler words can significantly affect how you're perceived. According to a study by the University of Minnesota, frequent use of filler words can reduce audience perception of a speaker's competence. So, how can you cut down on these verbal crutches? First, become aware of your filler words. Record yourself speaking and listen for and other fillers. Awareness is the first step to improvement. Once you identify your filler words, you can work on reducing them. Practice pausing instead of using fillers. Pauses can make your speech more powerful and give your audience time to absorb your message. According to communication expert Patricia Fripp, silence is a speaker's best friend. Use it to your advantage. Prepare thoroughly. When you know your material well, you're less likely to rely on filler words. Practice your speech multiple times, focusing on smooth transitions between points. This helps you stay confident and reduces the need for fillers. Slow down. Speaking too quickly can lead to more filler words as you try to keep up with your thoughts. Take your time and pace yourself. According to Toastmasters International, a good speaking rate is about 125 to 150 words per minute. Use mindfulness techniques to stay present. When you're fully engaged in the moment, you're less likely to use fillers. Practice deep breathing or meditation before speaking to calm your nerves and focus your mind. Replace fillers with deliberate pauses or transitional phrases. Instead of saying, try pausing or using phrases like, let's move on to, or consider this. This makes your speech sound more polished and professional. Seek feedback from others. Ask friends or colleagues to listen to your speech and point out filler words. Constructive criticism can help you become more aware and make necessary adjustments. By reducing filler words and using deliberate pauses, you'll sound more confident and your speeches will have a greater impact. Chapter 6. Failing to connect emotionally, the robot syndrome. Speeches that lack emotional connection fall flat. Are you coming across as a robot? Emotional connection is crucial in public speaking. It makes your message more relatable and memorable. Research shows that emotions play a key role in decision-making and memory. According to psychologist Paul Ekman, people remember emotionally charged events better than neutral ones. So, how can you connect emotionally with your audience? Start by sharing personal stories. Personal stories make you more relatable and help the audience connect with you on a human level. Brené Brown, in her book, Daring Greatly, emphasizes the power of vulnerability. Sharing your own experiences can make your message more impactful. Show genuine emotion. If you're passionate about your topic, let it show. Enthusiasm is contagious. According to Tony Robbins, emotion is created by motion. Use your body and voice to convey your feelings. Understand your audience's emotions. What are their hopes, fears, and concerns? Tailor your message to address these emotions. This shows empathy and makes your message more relevant. Conduct surveys or gather feedback to understand your audience better. Use vivid language to paint pictures in the minds of your audience. Descriptive words and metaphors can make your message more engaging and help listeners visualize your points. According to cognitive scientist Lera Boroditsky, language shapes our perception of reality. Incorporate humor appropriately. Humor can break down barriers and create a connection with your audience. Just ensure it's relevant and respectful. Studies show that laughter releases endorphins, which can enhance mood and improve audience engagement. Engage with your audience through interactive elements. Ask questions, encourage participation, and respond to feedback. This creates a two-way connection and makes your audience feel valued. Practice active listening. If your speech includes a Q&A session, listen carefully to questions and respond thoughtfully. This shows respect and reinforces your connection with the audience. By avoiding the robot syndrome and connecting emotionally with your audience, your speeches will be more engaging, relatable, and memorable.